All right. Hello, everyone. Club Silver meet and greet. This is the first one that we're having. Oh, Tammy already says. Okay, thanks, Tammy. The first meet and greet and the first Club Silver. First of all, I want to congratulate all of you for A, being in Club Silver, and B, being on this call. You will hear it very often. Those that show up, go up. And you guys logging onto this call is a huge just indicator to all of us, your commitment level. And I want you all to applaud yourselves and say, I'm awesome, because you are. Especially to take the time to log on here with this crazy person who most of you do not know, and that's me. But I really hope that all of you are enjoying Club Silver, that you're learning things and that you're growing and that you're going into it with an open mind, because that's what this business is all about, growing and learning. I have been, well, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, how I got started. So I have been with Plexus for a little over 2 years now. And prior to Plexus, I actually had a brick and mortar business. I had a decorating and design business. And when I opened that store, I'm going to tell y'all, I thought, okay, this is it. This is what God wants me to do. This is my purpose. I love being creative. I've always loved taking things that other people have discarded and making them beautiful again. I've always loved to see the diamond in the rough. Like that is just my thing. I like to make new things, create new things. And I love old things. I love the story it brings, the story it shares and tells. So that's what I was doing. And unfortunately, I was in a town where it's really small and there wasn't enough traffic, and I was not able to keep the store at that time too. I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. My son is 6 and my daughter is 4. And if you're my friend on Facebook, you'll see them all the time because I love them. But I had to pay for daycare, and it was like $1,000 a month just out of my pocket that I had to try to make up in the store. So even starting the store, not the store expensive, I was already $1,000 in the hole. So I was continually just trying to swim. And eventually I just said, I can't lose anymore. I was tens of thousands of dollars in debt, consulting with a bankruptcy lawyer. I also, as far as my health is concerned, and this is non-compliant, I have gastroparesis. It's a paralysis of the stomach. And for the past 10 to 15 years, I have just suffered, really suffered. I mean, there were points where I didn't know if I could do it anymore. And I prayed for a new stomach. I prayed for anything. And the worst part about that disease too is I looked pretty healthy on the outside. People couldn't see what was going on. And I'm like, if you could just look in my stomach, if you could just see, you would know I am just suffering. So I was at that point. And again, being a single mom, I knew I needed to do something. I knew that I wanted to stop the vicious cycle that I had been raised in, where my mother, bless her heart, but was always on a diet, always trying the next best thing, and never truly loved herself. And I got a very, let's just say my nickname growing up was Miss Piggy, and it wasn't fun. It really hurt me a lot to hear that. And I started off young with a very negative association with food. I would hide, I would eat, hide to eat and all that sort of stuff. So when this was presented to me, I was like, okay, I've tried everything else. I don't have any money. So how am I going to make this work? So I literally scraped together the money to start the business, and I knew I had to start sharing right away, because we talk about that ROI, your return on investment, and how amazing our company is, that if you join, even people that join today, you can get a check next Friday. So I knew I had to start sharing. I had to do anything in my power to get that money back at least, right? So the first person I called was my dad. And I said, Dad, I need your social security number and your credit card. And he said, why? And I said, don't worry about it. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. Don't worry about it. I'm doing this. You're going to take these products. You're going to have Mom take the products. And you're going to do it. So that was my first ambassador, was my dad. And it just started growing from there. And this was back into when I wasn't even, I talked about belief today because I'm so strong on belief, but I didn't believe when I first started, you guys. I didn't. I refused to sign up for direct deposit because I'm like, I want to know if this is legit. Like, this was back when it was an option that they would send you a check in the mail. I'm like, if this is legit, they will send me a real check in the mail that I can take to the bank. So that's what I did. And I got my first check and I'm like, hallelujah. First of all, I was able to pay for my products. And second of all, I knew it was real. I knew this was something real. And I was starting to feel better. So it was just a win-win all around. A lot took place in the past 2 years. A lot has taken place. The person you see today, this is the girl I feel like was that little girl before everyone started putting their beliefs, and I talked about it. I can't remember who I commented, but those fears and insecurities that you have and those beliefs, those negative things that you believe about yourself, those are all put on you, agreements that you form by what other people are saying to you. And I'm peeling that back, and I feel like that little girl that just loves life and just loves everybody. And I joke about living in rainbow and unicorn land. And I actually have a unicorn little rainbow clock back there that Tanya Stewart gave me. But it's just a beautiful place to be. And of course, I still have moments of insecurities. Even now doing this and approaching people, I still have a, dream team list of people that I want to join me on this journey that I have been reaching out to and have continually told me no. I have had more no's than you guys can even imagine. And at Leaders Retreat last year, Rita Davenport took all the diamonds up on stage, and she said the only difference between all these diamonds up here and all you guys out there is that they've heard no more, and they've continued to push forward and to work their business. And I want you all to go through your business right now from this day forward, knowing that it's okay to hear no. And they are not rejecting you. They're not rejecting you. Think about, let's raise a hand. Who joined the moment the person sent you a message, you joined right away? Who did that? Who joined right away? Okay, Brenna, Diana. Okay, so 2 out of 24 only joined right away. So that should make you guys feel good because it takes a while. And I was one of those too that was like, yep, I'm going to join. I'm going to sign tomorrow. How many of you guys ever heard that? I'm going to order tonight when I get home. I'm going to sign up tomorrow. Yeah, I was one of those people. So Melanie's got her hand raised. Did you mean to raise your hand, Melanie?
I think it got delayed. I was just raising it from the joining right away.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
No.
All right. I'm going to lower your hand. So anyways, I just want you guys all to a lot of you, and the reason I start off the Club Silver with that 3 fun facts and a fear is because I want you all to see, and I hope you all went through and read everyone's comments, that your fears are pretty common, are very, very common across the board. A lot of people fear rejection, fear failing. Can I make this business work? Is it going to work? Am I good enough to do this? Are people going to trust me? Are they going to believe me, what I have to say? And that's why I followed it up yesterday with your positive affirmations, because it's powerful and our thoughts are powerful. So continue on with that. I really, really encourage you to do that. And, today with belief, you have to believe. You truly, truly do. And I want you to believe in all 4 of those areas. But the last one is the most important, is that belief in yourself. Because, this business is 20% what content is put out there. And Plexus has done an amazing job. That success kit that you guys get is stellar. Unbelievable. And 80%, what you tell yourself, are you applying it? And are you doing this business consistently every single day. And everyone's, DMOs or IPAs, daily method of operation, or income producing activities are going to be different. But whatever you decide that is going to be, you need to stick with that and do that consistently on a daily basis because people are watching you. I have a couple of questions. Oh, Crystal said, I recommend a book to people who struggle with belief in themselves. Which would you choose? Actually, a life-changing book before I even started Plexus is called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a very short, easy read, and I highly, highly recommend everyone get it because it talks about those agreements that we form within ourselves from early on. And it's just a really eye-opening book. And one of the agreements, too, is that, it's not all about us. Not everyone's thinking about us. Not everyone's talking about us. When you're presenting the opportunity to someone or approaching someone, you're probably going in your head, oh my gosh, maybe she's going to judge me. Is my hair okay? Is my face okay? Like, am I going to say the right words? And the girl or the guy who you're talking to is going, oh, geez, how do I look? I hope that I'm not, so we're all kind of self-centered and we're thinking about ourselves. So that's one of the agreements is it's not all about us. Diana.
What was the name of the book again?
Okay, it is The 4 Agreements. And it's by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I can post it too in this link when I share the video, but it is just an awesome book. Another amazing book that I just found in the last 6 months is called Mindset. And I'll put that in there too. And that talks about a growth versus a fixed mindset. And Brenna can attest to this book, right? It's pretty awesome. And it's really eye-opening. And that's another beautiful thing about this journey is really finding yourself. Who do you want to be? Who were you before someone told you who you were? Who were you before someone told you who you were? So we all know who we want to be, who we feel that we are, but we let other people tell us who we are. So it's peeling back those layers and finding out who are you and what do you want. And I can just about tell y'all that all of you are giving, caring, loving people, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be in this industry because what we're doing is offering that hope to people and we're helping people change their lives. So all of you have that within yourselves. Ideas, Diana before, I'm sorry. Ideas of where I can get names for my list of 100. It really starts with, I say this all the time too, this right here, our mouth. Opening our mouth and talking to people, this is a relationship business. So anytime you're out and about, talk to people. I believe that every single person that is placed in front of us on a daily basis is placed there for a reason. Because when you start talking to somebody, you realize how much you have in common or how much they needed what you had to say. So doing that, expanding. If you have any interest, there's tons of groups on Facebook that you can join. Start forming those relationships. On Facebook, it always says, suggested friends to add. Start adding those friends. Another good way, church groups, the Franks list is always a good place to start. But friends of friends, just forming relationships is what I would say to continue adding to your list because you want to be doing that. Even when you get to a jewel position or whatever, you still want to continue to go silver. That's why I'm so passionate about silver because it's like the power of 3. If you can get those 3 every single month, or if you can get your 3 and then help them get 3, it trickles down. But always growing, always offering the opportunity to people and never stop sharing. Just never stop sharing. And be, confident and bold in your belief that this business, these products, this opportunity is for everyone and that everyone needs it. And when you go and present it like that, in that fashion of like, I know you need this. And when you're not, another thing I see too is you don't want to seem needy, right? Like you need them. Like your business is going to crumble if they don't join you at that moment. So you don't want to present it in that manner. you want to present it like, I have this amazing opportunity. I'm going to offer it to you. If you don't want it, that's okay. I always am here for you. I'm going to go on to the next person, rather than trying to feel like you're swimming after people or begging people. And that's a good way too in your initial invitation. If you know that you're going to be, quote unquote, going after a dream team member, right, on your team, someone who you would just love to get to know this person. Oh, okay. You know that person is maybe super duper busy. I like to go back to like Tanya when she was in real estate. So real estate agents are always good. They have tons and tons of contacts. They're a people person. So if you have someone like that that's a business-minded person and you know that they're super duper busy, when you approach them, block that objection right away. Say, Tanya, I know that you are so busy and that you've already got your successful, real estate business going on, but I just want to present this awesome opportunity to you. I just know you'd be so good at it. Would you give me 15 minutes of your time? Something like that, just presenting it in the way of blocking that objection, whatever you think is going to make them say no. Oh, Tammy, she's so cute. I joked with whoever got on here late, I joked with them that I saw how many participants were on here, and if they got off, I would know, and I would come after them. If someone...
Hillary, can I just chime in for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't get to see who asked that question, so I don't know if, I'm assuming the way you answered it, that they're not new to the company. Is that true?
Which question?
Just now, the one that you just answered.
Oh, the ideas of where I can get names?
Yeah.
That was Diana.
Is she not new?
I don't know. Diana?
I'm very new.
She's very new.
You're new. Okay, so I want to chime in for two reasons. Number one, if you're new to the business, you definitely should have somewhat of a network. Don't kid yourself if you are nervous that you don't have enough of a network, because I can vouch for you that you don't have to have that much, and I'm happy to share my story where that's concerned. But let me just ask you, Diana, do you even have 5 people on your list? Do you know a lot of people? What's your situation?
I do have, 5. I just, like when they say trying to make a list of 100, I'm disabled and home, and I don't have, daytime transportation. So it's just, I have to be able to network from, home at this point, but I don't have a lot of social media. I just, since I've joined, I've had to learn how to deal with work Facebook. So I haven't gotten beyond that. So I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Okay. So you're going to have a little bit tougher start to this in the sense that you're going to have to grab that confidence right away, because you've only got a limited number of people that you can get to grab their attention. It's not like you have the luxury of having 100 people. So if the first 5 people say no, you're like, yeah, whatever, I don't really care. You literally need those first 5 people to say yes. And that was kind of the situation I was in. And I did. I got the first 5 people to say yes, and then I did not get another person to say yes for 3 more months. But those first 5 people, that was enough. By the time I got to my 4th month, I had 87 people on my team. And then I started to kind of figure out the business a little bit more, and I started signing more and more people and getting out there and meeting more people and things of that nature. But you're going to have to really take that into consideration, how confident you're going to have to be coming right out of the gates to those individuals, because you have such a limited market. And the fact that you are limited to being at home, it's going to be another little bit of a challenge. If you can figure out a way to get out of your home, of course, that's going to be better, even if it's just in the evenings, to do the things that Hillary was talking about. You're going to definitely need to network. And I'm going to tell you right up front, depending upon how this all rolls out, it may take you a little bit longer to rank advance. We see people in our company that are just like skyrocket to the top. Do not compare yourself to anybody. On the other hand, one of your first 5 people could be a dang rock star and take you places that your head will spin. But whichever road that you have, don't ever give up on networking and relationship building, as Hillary was talking about. It's a necessary part of this business at all times. So I ran out of my warm market really, really, really fast. And so I'm a great person to speak on this. I moved to a brand new city in September of last year, so I have not even been here a full year, and I just got done signing 5 people this month. So Hillary's right. You need to be passionate. So obviously you do get out of your house at some point in time. So you're going to have to be really, really, really mindful when you are out of your home to be extremely positive, extremely passionate, and keep your eyes wide open to opportunity. And I'll give you one example of that right now, and then I'll let Hillary take back the reins here. But yesterday, for instance, I was in Walmart. And don't follow this part because it's probably not a good idea. But I didn't have my purse with me, so I did not have business cards or I carry these. I carry these with me at all times in my purse. Well, so I didn't have my purse, so I didn't have anything with me except my phone, which I always carry with me. And this lady was in front of us. She had a Monster drink. She worked for Walmart. She had a Walmart get up on. And I said, oh my gosh, I have something you need, girl. And she looks behind me and she just gave me this dirty, dirty look. And my husband goes, do you have children? Or I know what she said. She said, the only thing I need is sleep. And my husband said, do you have children? She goes, I got 3 children and 2 jobs. And I said, wow, you totally need me then. You totally need me. And I whipped out my phone, got on Facebook. I said, here, put your name in my Facebook page right now. We need to talk in the next couple of days. I'm going to explain to you everything that I do. You're going to be able to get rid of at least one of those jobs, and you're going to get a whole lot healthier. So, of course, she put her name into my Facebook page. So I had to wait for her to friend me, right? So y'all might be thinking, well, does this really work? Yes. This is how the jewels of this company build this business. At every single opportunity, once their cold market is gone, or their warm market, they walk up, they take advantage of these opportunities. And she friended me within a half hour, and I have an appointment with her at 5 o'clock on Saturday. So you just have to really carry that passion with you, and anywhere you go, you have to be mindful of making relationships first and foremost. And so sometimes it's just going to be, hey, let's have coffee sometime. And other times it's more, right on the spot. Boom, you need this product. Let's talk. When can I chat with you? Friend me on Facebook. Give me your information. I'm going to send it to you in an email. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah, and Diana, just because you are at home too, don't think that limits you. Like I said, there's a lot of opportunities and groups on Facebook where you can start forming relationships, and it always has that pop-up friends of friends. Start friending those people, and like Tanya said, and how I started off, like with the energy, you have to have that belief. And we talk about drawing your line in the sand. For everyone on this call, draw your line in the sand and decide, this is what I'm going to do. This is where I'm going to go, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. Put your blinders on and run. One of the things for all of you newbies, and even any seasoned ambassadors that are on here, one of the biggest regrets that I see across the board when I ask people that work this business are, what would you like to tell somebody who just started? What would be the biggest amount of advice that you could give them? And hands down all the time is, I wish I would have started sharing sooner. I wish I would have known what I know now about how amazing this truly is, and I wish I would have just run. So, like I tell my team, and I think I've already said it in this club, is I'll never ever let you regret anything that you do in life or in this business unless you don't learn from it. So take that into account. Everything that you do every single day is a learning lesson. And for those that feared, being imperfect or failing, it's okay. It's okay, because there is beauty in imperfect. I always say I'm perfectly imperfect. I never want to be perfect. I'm always striving to learn, to grow, to know more. So I really want to encourage all of you to do that also. Maria, hello, girlfriend. Did you raise your hand for real? Okay, awesome.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yes.
You can? Okay, great. One thing I want to say in terms of sharing, and this is something that Joanna actually said to me way in the beginning, and it did help me a lot, was she's like, the people that are, I have a lot of friends on my Facebook page, but she said to me, who don't you care about? And I'm like, she goes, is there people that you're friends with from high school that you don't care if they unfriend you? And I said, well, yeah, sure. And she goes, message those people first. And it really, took the scare out of me, I guess. I was like, well, I don't care if they unfriend me or not, sure. And it was like my first step to start messaging all these people. What's funny was I'm now connected. Some of those people are still my ambassadors, and I'm friends with them again. But at first I really just didn't care if they unfriended me or not. But that's how I started. So that's just a note for you, that if there are people that you kind of don't really care, message those people first.
I love it. Thanks, Maria.
I love that approach. I might start taking it.
I know, right? I guess I really don't care. I know that you friended me anyways because you wanted to be nosy and see what I was doing. So I'm definitely
Exactly.
and invite you into Plexus. Oh my gosh, buddy. So does anyone else have anything that they want to talk about? Any questions, anywhere we want to go with messaging? Any of the challenges? I saw there's not a lot of people that commented on today's challenge on belief. So if you guys want to make sure that you're going on there, I want to applaud you all that did your why videos too. I know that was a lot to ask out of you guys, but for all of you that did it, it's not that scary, is it? It's not that scary, and you're getting feedback, right? Your people are watching it, and be mindful too that even if when you're posting or something like that, people aren't commenting or liking your stuff right away, I promise you they're still watching. They're still watching. They want to know if you're going to do this consistently, right? I talked about borrowing belief today. That's what it's all about. Borrow your belief to your followers so that they can see you believe you're doing this consistently on a daily basis, and then you're not stopping, because you wouldn't believe how many times people actually come to me and go, hey, is so-and-so still doing Plexus? They never post anything, or they're not sharing. Are they still doing it? And that same person is in my inbox going, help me, I can't grow my business. Nobody's signing on, nobody's doing anything. And I'm going, girl, you need to post. People need to see it. Again, you're borrowing your belief, you're borrowing your passion, and I promise you, if they're that annoyed, they will unfollow or unfriend you, and that's okay. And sometimes they come back. I mean, I had my aunt, who's now an ambassador on my team. She actually went out and joined a different network marketing company to try to prove me wrong. So everyone's got stories, you know. My family still, you know, I'm going to Hawaii in September. I have a Lexus in my driveway. I'm an emerald in the company, and they're still like, that's a joke. I'm like, really? Like, what else do I have to do? Don't ask me for money. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, Maria.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One more thing, that there was a girl next to me at one of the events at convention. This is, again, for people who aren't sure how to add more people to their Facebook or whatever. Again, this has to do with either high school people or college people that you might have gone to. She would go to their friends list, and usually on the very top of that list, it'll have the mutual friends that each person has that might not be on your friends list yet. She just goes, add them. Don't even look at them. Just add them if they have mutual friends of yours. She goes, because they're going to add you anyway. If they see all these mutual friends, just go through and add them. She goes, I do that every day, probably about like 10 people or so. And I've been doing that, and believe me, your page does grow. So again, you might not necessarily know them, but you kind of look at their name or whatever. She goes, just add them. That's just another tip.
Awesome. Yes, continually growing that market. And like Crystal said, when you're posting and sharing every single day on Facebook, that is your open sign. You're saying, hello, it's me, that crazy Plexus lady that I know you really want to join, but you're a little bit scared. I'm still here. I'm still doing it. Come on in, you know? So do it and be you. You know, don't be anyone but yourself. And every night I go to bed and I pray to be a better version of me tomorrow. So that's something that I want you guys to do too. Tanya talked about comparison. That is spot on. You know, comparison is the thief of joy. Do not look at anyone in this group or anybody else in Plexus and go, oh my gosh, she's so lucky. She had all these friends. She got it so fast. Well, that's not luck. It's called work. It's called work. It's called relationships. Spent 30-some years of her life forming these relationships, and she had the relationships, and she had that influence. So maybe if you don't have it yet, just be confident and know that you're going to get it. If you don't get it by sitting back and waiting for it to come to you, go get it. And the you don't share it with somebody, somebody else will. So you're also not allowed to sit back and get mad when your friend joins so-and-so. You tell them you weren't posting, so you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Oh, no, I didn't. I think it's just my voice. I get more excited or closer, and then it gets louder. Sorry, you guys.
So something that I wanted to comment on, Hillary was talking about joining groups and building relationships with those people. So I, prior to Plexus and even now still in Plexus, I'm a very closed off person. I don't let a lot of people in. I don't like for people to see my Facebook. I don't like to share any parts of my life with random people. But in the interest of building my business, because I got laid off and this was my only form of income, I had to let down some of those barriers. I had a lady who friend requested me from a group in the very beginning when I joined this business, and almost 2 years later came to me. She had never liked a post, she had never commented on a post, and she came to me and she's like, I want to do this. So despite what you might think, even though you're not getting any activity on your post, people are seeing them, people are definitely paying attention, and they're watching to see what you're doing. So Hillary, because I was driving, I'm not sure if you already touched on this, but it is super, super important that you leave the drama off Facebook.
Oh,
Don't post
yet, but yes.
Don't post negative things. Let me tell you how many times I've typed and deleted. There are a ton of things that drive me insane on a daily basis, but I don't post about it on Facebook anymore. And sometimes when I see my time hop of the things that I used to say, I wouldn't have joined me either if I was that person on a daily basis on Facebook. So you have to use, if you're leveraging social media, it is now your business. You are now marketing yourself on Facebook. So before you post anything, before you share anything from some third-party site, review the content and ask yourself, if I was someone on my friends list, would I want to get in business with this person who was talking like this, who was sharing these types of things that, even though it might be funny to some people, it could be really vulgar. You need to be mindful of those things because Facebook is now your business. It is how you market yourself, and it is what will determine whether or not people will join you on this journey or not. So just be very mindful.
Yes, absolutely. And I actually had an ambassador who in the beginning, I actually had to go to her with a notebook. And I'm like, I love you and I care about you and I want you to be successful. So here is a notebook. And every time you want to get your phone out and aggressively go, post, and you're all mad, and then you look at it and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and you delete it. Guess what? It's already out there. So it's like somebody already saw it. So I had her in the notebook and I was like, if you really want to put something like that, put it in the notebook and then review it tomorrow. And if you still feel so passionately that this should be shared, then go ahead and share it on your Facebook wall. Otherwise, yes, it is positivity. You know, like attracts like. Be mindful of who you want to attract into your business. What kind of people do you want to come into your business? Because that's how you need to act. And the other thing is, you know, the golden rule of do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. I like to say do unto you as you'd have others do unto you. Because how you treat yourself and how you view yourself is how you are going to allow others, and how others think it's okay to treat you and to view you. So from this day forward, you all put your diamond caps on and view yourselves as a diamond. When you're messaging people, say, they are going to join my team. They are going to love Plexus. Speak positivity into that. And I promise you, you will see a difference. It's the energy, and you can test it out. And I say it all the time, and I'll get messages back going, oh my gosh, you're so right. Think about somebody. How many times have you thought about somebody and all of a sudden they pop into your life somehow? Or how many times have you heard, oh my goodness, I was just gonna call you. I was just thinking about you. I was just gonna message you. That's the power of your thoughts and what you're putting out into the universe and what you're attracting. So be mindful of that. It's powerful, very powerful. I see a couple more chats. Oh, Diana, as far as the Facebook pages, advertising for sales, all that kind of stuff, there is a document on that I can get to you too, and you can definitely do it. And I have a girl on my team who grew her business a lot by doing that. And I've done Plexus booths and fairs and that sort of thing too. And it's a great way to get out and expand your business for sure. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. It has been about 40 minutes, I think, or so. So does anyone else have anything that they want to add or feel passionate about? I know I said I was going to go around and call in everyone. So if you guys want to still do that, we can. Jennifer, did you raise your hand or did your baby do that?
Your hand.
You raised your hand. Awesome. Yay, I'm so excited. Hello, Miss Jennifer.
So just recently, when I was pregnant, I joined a whole bunch of Facebook groups, like breastfeeding support groups, and then I joined a whole bunch of online garage sale groups and things like that. And when I see a post that comes across now that somebody says, hey, I want to get your opinion. What do you think about either Advocare or Slimgenics or something like that? I sent the person a private message and I said, I wanted to tell them about Plexus. And same thing with the breastfeeding support groups. I've had a couple people now that have commented that they want to increase their supply. Well, there's a lot of testimonials about Plexus increasing breast milk supply. So I've been reaching out to them too by sending them private messages. And I mean, who knows if I'll get more people that way or not, but it was something I hadn't thought about before, so I just wanted to share.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. Perfect.
We have a diamond in this company that built, we have a couple of diamonds in this company that built a large part of their base, their team off of those groups that they had been involved in prior to being with this company. So they already had built up some relationships and so forth. But whether they were there before or you start that relationship now, eventually that will build, and you can definitely go a lot of places with that. Just make sure that you're always putting everybody into three ways, especially at the beginning here when you're just starting out, so you have the support and the ability to answer the questions and explain and educate to them properly. So three ways are absolutely key in this business. If you can have a million prospects, but if you're out there as a newbie trying to tell them what our products do and our business does, and you're still lacking all the knowledge and in some cases the belief because you haven't been with us long enough to really wrap your head around it, you're going to end up kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So make sure that if you're out talking to people that you're scheduling appointments. Just like I did with the girl in Walmart. I said, great, let's set up a time to talk this week. I will be in touch with you. Not, hey, let me tell you about Plexus right here and now. Or if she would have asked me questions, I would have said, you know what, I'm out the door right now, but I will call you and we will set a time to talk. That's kind of how you want to control that conversation, so that you can include your sponsor in that conversation in order to get the correct information. Make sense?
Yes, perfect. And to answer Mandy's question, a three-way conversation can be phone. I mean, anytime, like a video conference like this, you can actually do too. And it's very effective. And there's a diamond that does these exact same things and has a smaller, more intimate group of people. So Mandy, it might be something that your upline will be willing to do for you too. But a phone, Facebook, whatever, anytime that your upline, the third party, is joined into that is what you should be doing. And don't get caught up in feeling that, especially like say you're at the grocery store and someone says, hey, I saw your post about like Facebook or Plexus. That looks really interesting. Or can you tell me more about that? Instead of feeling the need to like puke Plexus on them in that aisle, you don't want them walking away going, oh my gosh, I wish I would have never asked her, like crazy. Don't do that. So what you do is say, hey, I would be more than happy to share with you. I'm kind of running a little bit late right now, so let me let me get your information, say they're new, or let me message you on Facebook tomorrow at whatever time, and get that set up then with your upline right away. And when you get into that conversation, you say, hey, Mandy, I have my friend Hillary on with me. She is, been with the company longer, or she's just here to help, or whatever. If you use the words upline or things like that, people feel like, oh my gosh, now I'm trapped in they're going to try to trick me into doing something, So if you're just like, it's just my friend, I'm new, she knows more than me, she's here to help, I want to get you the best information, they're a lot more likely to stay in with the conversation. Okay, bye, Maria. Thank you for being on, girlfriend. Does anyone else have anything else you want to add?
Can I add in here too? When she's asking, are you talking about doing 3-ways on the phone or also a messenger? The answer to that is yes. I kind of was multitasking, so if Hillary already answered that, that's awesome. But also keep in mind what we've been adding in to our repertoire, if you will, is doing 3-way Zoom chats. So we're actually on a video just like this, exactly like this. It would be 2-3 people that you have reached out to and they're interested in the business or the products, and you bring them to your sponsor all at once. And so you have yourself, your 2 or 3 people, we'll say 3, and then your sponsor, that's a total of 5 people on your Zoom chat. Your sponsor explains all of the product and business, and then has a live conversation. So it's a lot like going out to coffee with your girls, and it's casual and it's fun and it's personable, and that's awesome to be that personable. And those are really super successful. The other part of what's so great about those videos is, let's say you bring 3 people and 2 of them signed as your ambassador. You immediately can turn around and say, let's get your business going right now. You want to know how to do that? Go find 2 or 3 people that you'd love to have on your team. Let's set up the Zoom chat for this Friday night. And boom, they turn around and they just spend the week finding their 3. And they get them into that Zoom chat, and you just can repeat that over and over, and you can grow your team really, really fast that way. So that's another kind of segment that we've started to do more recently. Big success in that.
Okay, awesome. Does anyone else have anything they want to add?
I'm just going to throw this out there because just to piggyback off what you said, Jennifer, my strongest leg is from a mom's group. Not because I'm a mom, because my level 1 is a mom. Fur moms don't apparently have any interest in becoming friends. But they, I guess, had a group chat for babies born or expected due dates of September, 2015 or whatever. And there's a group of almost 50 women in this chat, and they talk all day long with each other. So if you have children, if you're expecting children, look for groups like that on Facebook. Apparently they're a lot more prevalent than I realized, but not having a kid, why would I know that? So, but that's something, think about what your network is and how you can grow it in things that you already do. People with kids associate with people with kids. If you go to church, whatever it is that you already do naturally in your life, that's what you want to expand on and you want to grow from, because you already have relationships with these people. They already know you. You have that trust factor. So just build on it. Don't be afraid to share with them this opportunity for fear of judgment. And that was one of my biggest mistakes in the beginning, was that I was so worried of what people were going to think of me. I had so many friends from law school on Facebook, and I thought that they were seriously going to laugh and make fun of me, brutally make fun of me. And then you know what? I didn't reach out to someone. One joined It Works, one joined Rodan & Fields. And more of my friends are joining network marketing companies because I was not bold enough to reach out to them first, and someone else did. If you don't reach out to them, someone will. So don't be afraid of what they're going to think. Everyone is looking for that second income. It is not cheap to live in our country right now. My friend who joined Rodan & Fields is a partner at a law firm. So don't think that just because people make an exuberant amount of money from your perspective, they're not still looking for that extra income because they have a higher house payment than they expected, credit card bills, student loans, whatever the case may be. Don't prejudge anyone. Reach out to every single person you know, because you have something they need, whether you realize it or not.
Absolutely. I love that, Rachel. Thank you so much for sharing. It's so true. If you're looking at your list and doing your list, don't go through it with that prejudgment at all. Who wouldn't like an extra 100, 200, 300, 400? And those people that are lawyers, doctors, guess what else they have? Student loans. Lots and lots of student loans. And if they can make a little extra money even to cover that student loan, you better believe they're probably going to do it, right? And when you go through them, again, go to them and present it with that bold, you're passionate, you have the belief, you know this is what they need, you know this is what they want. How could they say no, right? So
we live in a society, if you make $100,000, you spend $100,000.
And it's not that hard to do that nowadays at 100,000. It's crazy. I would add to that too, just to give you another example of what Rachel was talking about. I was a real estate agent prior to getting into network marketing, and my first year in this business was my final year in real estate, and we did make 6 figures, but I was miserable. And I know a lot of real estate agents that make 6 figures a year. It can be a very financially stable industry, but you live for your work. You are constantly attached to your job, and it sucks. I'm just going to be point blank. It's awful. It's a very negative industry. You get yelled at all the time. It's not fun. Very high stress. So just recently, I finally got onto Instagram. Don't do that, by the way. Get on as many social networks as you can, and Instagram is a great one because you can post on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter all at the same time. So it's very efficient, and it's just awesome. I love it. I feel like a total idiot that I didn't do it sooner. But guess who I'm targeting? I'm targeting real estate agents. And just in the last 60 to 90 days, I have really started to pick up a following. Like every single day, I'm having 2, 3, 4 people start to follow me that are real estate agents. And what I'm doing is telling my story. And that's kind of my point to you guys too. Don't be afraid to tell your story. Open up and be vulnerable. Whether that's, being a stay-at-home mom, feeling like you aren't producing an income for your family and not contributing, or time freedom issues, or it's related to your job, or whatever. Just like Rachel said, whatever your passion is, it can be a really positive thing. You just have a love for knitting, for instance, so you join a knitting group. Whatever it is, put yourself out there to those people and start to create those relationships and open up. And what I'm doing with my Instagram account is I'm providing information that shows how network marketing can replace real estate, and it uses the same skill set, and it's really tapping into these real estate agents. In fact, one of the girls I cold called several months ago, and she friended me on Facebook due to the cold call, but I think once she found out what I was doing, she would not speak to me at all. She's been watching me. She found me on Instagram, so she went and found me on Instagram. And now she's liking, as of about 3 weeks ago, she's liking every post I have. And she's got a huge network, both on Instagram and Facebook. So by fall, when the real estate agents are slowing down, I'm going to go and start messaging those people. So it's just kind of strategically thinking, who do I know? What's my passion? What are my interests? Who can I open up to? If I'm disabled, I'm going to use you as an example too. What's my story? What's my background story? What have I gone through that I can relate to other people who might have gone through something like I have gone through or I am going through, and open up those conversations?
Perfect. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything that they want to add? No? Okay. I am so thankful, and I feel so blessed that you guys are trusting me to lead you in this Club Silver. And I want you guys to know too that feel free at any point, if you have any questions on any of the challenges or anything that I share, or you feel like it could be done a little bit differently, I'm always an open book. So shoot me a message. But what I'm giving you is definitely from my heart and how I feel that you all can be the most successful. And it starts again, our greatest tool and our biggest weapon is what we tell ourselves. So what we tell ourselves and what we put into action. So it's not enough to just to sit and say, I'm awesome, I'm awesome. You have to do things to get you to where you want to be. And again, can't say it enough. We could probably go back and see how many times I've said it, but consistently. Consistency is key. Consistency. You need to consistently use your products, and you need to consistently work your business. You can work this business part-time, but not sometimes, okay? So whatever you want to get out of this, you need to do it and do it on a daily basis, and it should include 5, 3, 1. 5 new contacts, 3 follow-ups, and training 1 team member. If you do not have 1 team member, train yourself. There are so many things on YouTube, on the group pages, you know, our team pages. ThePathToDiamond.com has a ton of training tools, so use it, but do it consistently, and just plant those seeds and know and remove that fear, replace it with faith, and just fly, because I am so excited for all of you, and I can't wait for you to be silvers and then some. So Crystal, my dear, you're up.
I just wanted to point out, I think a few of the people that I'm working with, I know, missed the post yesterday about making sure to continually send out your 10 messages a day and do the daily operations that we're talking about, as well as the challenges that are on there. So I just wanted to bring that up and make sure that people knew they were supposed to be doing that as well.
Yeah, and actually on the last one that I just posted, I give you guys ideas of how you can contact your people on your list. You know, contact 3 people about network marketing and share what you found, share your belief, offer that to them. Contact 3 people about the company. Hey, did you guys know this? I gave examples on things you can say. Again, use your own words, use your own voice, use voice messenger or pick up the phone. I mean, there's so many different ways, but yes, consistency is key, and you need to be reaching out to people on a daily basis, especially in this group, at least 10 people every single day, and bringing those people to your sponsor right away. Even people that liked your why videos or commented on your why videos, message them back with your sponsor included and say, thank you so much for liking my video. I have my friend actually with us. Do it right away. Just get them in there, and don't wait. Don't wait, because if they liked it or they commented, they're interested right now. And a lot of us are like quick, fast, doing it. Like, don't let them sit back and wait and think. So.
And if you're having problems, not problems, but if you're out there messaging 10 people a day and you're using voice messenger or you're calling people, and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere with the message that you're sending people, make sure you go back to your sponsor, because I have level 1s do that for me all the time. And usually it's me checking in on them actually, and I'll say, have you been contacting your people? If they tell me I'm getting no, then I go over their invitation with them. Okay, what are you saying? How are you saying it? That type of thing. We kind of go through it, and usually their language that they're using needs to be tweaked a little bit in order to get the positive response that we're after, and I just help them tweak that language, and then boom, they're off and running and they get some 3-ways going. So if you're going like days and days and days and not one single person is giving you a 3-way or setting a time for you, make sure you go back to your sponsor and get some help on the invitation.
Absolutely. Use your voice, use that invitation. And again, there's, you know, your upline, your sponsor, we've all messaged more people, sent more things out, and we know, you know, there's sometimes a word, just one word that you have to change, and it makes all the difference. Miss Brenna.
I actually had a question in regards to, I guess, following up with people that you're reaching out to. I know for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people have the same experiences, either people will see the message and not respond, or they'll respond saying that they're interested, and then they kind of fall off the face of the earth. So what do you kind of say to re-engage them?
Can I jump in here? Just really quickly, I just want to say, some people have to contact people 10 and 11 times before they will say yes to you. So if you're getting, they're just ignoring you. I know what you're asking is, what do I say back to them? And I'll let Hillary address that unless she wants some help with it. But Just a reminder, keep going back until someone has said, no, stop contacting me, keep going back. I just had a girl sign the first week of this month. I first contacted her March of 2014. And I don't have any idea how many messages, but it's been a lot of messages in 2 years. And she finally joined my team the first week of this month. So just a heads up on that.
Yeah, and what I was going to say is that when you're sending out those initial messages too, is letting them know that you're going to follow up. So I like to end it with, hey, if I don't hear back from you, I know life gets crazy busy, I'll contact you again. Or even if you're doing that and they still don't respond, hey, how's it going? You haven't heard, depending upon if they're your friend or not, like sometimes I'll just be like, girl, I know you saw my message, like what's up? Let's talk, So it's that constant. And like I said in the beginning, I had to be contacted, I don't even know how many times. I mean, it was months. And then it was me going, yeah, I'm going to sign up, or I'm going to, I'm going to do it and not doing it. So you have to continue following up. And a no is never a no forever, unless, of course, they're like, stop contacting me. I told you no, leave me alone, whatever. Keep doing it. Keep reaching out, because they don't believe it yet. So you need to help them and keep encouraging them and let them know that, yes, this is exactly what you need to do. And I'm going to keep telling you this is exactly what you need to do until you do it.
Yeah, don't be afraid to be bold, you guys. Believe me, that's how you're going to catch people's attention. It's when you don't show your passion that people they're also going to not take it all that seriously and not be all that interested. So what she said, that's what I do too. If somebody doesn't respond, I'll just follow up, and I might one time say, hey, I'm sure you got busy last week or whatever, so I'm just following back up with you. When is a good time to meet this week? Because you definitely have to hear about this product line or this opportunity, or I definitely have to share Plexus with you. You're going to be blown away. And I'm not afraid to say that. You are going to be blown away. Start to get excited right now, because you're gonna be bubbling over. That type of language, I'm not ever afraid to use that, because I know it's true. This is an absolutely phenomenal opportunity. It is literally like winning the lottery. If you keep going and you keep talking and you keep improving your invitation and you keep improving your ability to speak out to people, you will continue to grow and build your business. And there's nothing like this business. So don't be afraid to be bold. I promise you that. It matters to people. They will take you far more seriously.
And you want to also talk and speak as if they've already joined you. They've already ordered. I know you're going to love these products. I know you are going to be amazing at this opportunity. I can't wait for you to try them. I can't wait for you to start. Speak as if, again, you're already going into it thinking they're going to do it, right? You know that you want them to do it. So speak that into them too. So great question, Brenna. Thank you. Anybody else? I am just, again, I'm blown away by you guys. You're all pushing through outside of your comfort zones and continue sharing, reaching out, and just keep going. Keep going. Don't.
Y'all got to take a look at Brian Eckler's baby there. Is that not the most hilarious thing?
I saw that.
Awesome, Brian.
So sweet.
That is super sweet. You should screenshot that or something.
I broke her to death. She passed out.
Oh, that is awesome. Any last questions here for y'all?
No? All right.
Okay. We gave you a lot of information. I also want to say congratulations. I've been listening to your videos. Extraordinary. I've even been private messaging some people and just saying, wow, you're a natural at this. I haven't gotten through all the videos yet by a long shot, but you guys are doing fantastic. You're in very good hands, and you've got a great support system here. So just keep chugging along and be willing to reach out and keep going. It's a great, fun business.
Thank you very much. Diana, do you have one last thing to add? I saw a hand coming up. Or were you swatting a fly?
No, waving at my grandson earlier when he was
I thought the other Diana.
Oh.
There's two on here. I thought the other one was waving. Okay. All right. Well, maybe she was waving bye. She's like, okay, bye. That's enough. All right.
Well, but I did have a question. How do I find out who my jewel upline is?
Well, who's your sponsor?
Elizabeth,
Erin
well, my
Rosario.
daughter, and then her sponsor is Elizabeth.
Erin Rosario is your jewel upline. She's a sapphire.
Okay.
She's Erin Barton now on Facebook, I think. It says I'm Erin Rosario, but I'm not. But I'm not, so. All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.